What's up, TransWorld? It is Monday, and we are hanging out here. It is TransWorld Live. Guys, what's going on? It's good to see you. We are doing some special Monday shows throughout the month, all the way till Memorial Day. So we're doing a special Midwest Monday. Kind of thought it was fitting. Tom Koster, what's going on? Good to see you. We kind of love that. Tim Rash, what's going on? How are those cubbies doing, buddy? Sean Fenner, what's going on? Nadine, hello. Guys, it's good to see you. Troy, what's up? Chris LaFuria, good to see all of you guys. Indeed, we are 24 days away from Midwest Haunters Convention. I can't wait. Oh my gosh. Oh, so excited. Of course, we want to big a huge thanks to our premier show sponsor here for TransWorld Live, and that's Ticket Spice. Ticketspice.com. Check them out for any of your ticketing and event needs. They'll also help you with marketing and branding and all kinds of amazing solutions. They're great people to work with, and we can't do this show without them. So thanks, obviously, to all of our fine friends over at Ticket Spice. We are streaming to 5 different feeds tonight. A lot of you are finding us like AJ and Sean Fuchs, who's his birthday. So we got to celebrate that in a second. Hopefully everybody had a great Mother's Day, not just for our maternal mothers, but also for our haunt mothers. We love them and they take good care of us. So hopefully they had a great day. Fun fact, today is actually National Twilight Zone Day. I don't know how that happened, but that's pretty cool. So go and watch an episode. I think it's available on like Paramount Plus and Tubi and probably on YouTube everywhere with public domain laws. But it's go enjoy that show. It's inspired so many for our younger generation. So many plot points inspired to a lot of this modern stuff. It's awesome. All right, we got some birthdays to celebrate. Today's the 11th, so we'll start with Randy England, Sean Fuchs, I see him in the chat, and Bradley Bays. On the 12th, to tomorrow, we've got Patrick Gosick and Adam Sophia. On the 13th, we have Grace Sparks and Marty Parker, the legend himself. On the 14th, we have Tim Pugley, Dan Guiman, James DeRoba, and Brittany Berg. On the 16th, we have Trisha Noon, Nikki Zelmer, and on the 17th, Matthias Lear, Bill Haley, and the legendary Jim Warfield. Happy birthday to our friends. All right, guys, as you have counted us off, we are 100% on our way on the road to Midwest Haunters Convention. 24 days, of course. If you haven't heard about it, June 4th through the 7th at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois, just a shade outside of O'Hare. So if you're not from the area, super easy to fly in and come on by. We're going to have haunt tours to 5 different attractions. 3 on Thursday. We're going to be going behind the scenes at Disturbia and Hell's Gate. We're going to be eating some food at Hell's Gate and then going to see a full show at 5 Points Haunted House. Great way to kick us off on Thursday. On Friday, we're going to be doing back-to-back co-headliners here, Basement of the Dead and Massacre Haunted House. We just had those guys on last week. If you didn't get the interview, go listen to it. It's amazing. These guys are really rolling out the red carpet. They're doing their builds early, so they're going to be ready. You guys are going to be able to see what they look like in October and get a special preview this June. We're going to be going through the Halloween Learning Lounge, or as it's going to be rebranded, the Learning Lab. Very, very excited for this. This is a bunch of seminars and quick tips and tricks that are going to be free with your paid ticket to MHC. So go check them out. We'll be talking a little bit about that. We'll have Ghoul School. We'll have the Bloody Mary Makeup Wars. We're going to have the Haunted House Chicago Row inside the pit with the Haunt Olympics. We're going to have the Zombie Walk. We're going to have the Saturday night MHC costume party. And of course, the Chicago Haunt Builders fully functional haunted house right on the floor. More details are coming out. People have asked about the itineraries for the haunt tours because they want to make travel arrangements. That stuff's coming out this week. Jen said about 85% of those seminars are released right now, but we've got more coming. So stay tuned here. And of course, at MidwestHauntersConvention.com for all of that late breaking information. We talked a little bit about that learning lab. We did it at East Coast Haunters Convention, and it was awesome. Well received, huge crowds, and great information from master presenters. We're going to do that again at MHC, and that list, that entire class list, that's going to come out this week as well. Booth numbers are coming soon. The virtual map is coming out soon. All kinds of fun stuff, so stay tuned. Now, we do have some breaking news. I see him in the chat. I'm excited that he's here. Jen just told me the information. You better make sure that you're a part of MHC, not just during the day, but at night, because you know and you love all of the games that our good friend Scott Tater Lind of Froggy's Fog and Lind Fruit Farm love to play. He is a board game extraordinaire. He's a master. And now he is opening it up to play with everybody. That's right. Saturday night, breaking news. It's going to be our Saturday night game night with Tater. Very excited for that. Can't wait to bring him on the show, talk a little bit more about what we're going to play. I'm going to be honest with you. Probably every board game that I have bought in the last 10 years has been inspired by him. So you're going to not want to miss. And the best part, guys, it's free. So stay tuned. We'll have more information about that. All right, let's kick off the show. We've got some fun guests tonight. We cannot wait. We're super excited. He just made a few moments for us. I can't wait. This is amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, from When Hinges Creak, let's welcome Alex Lohmann. Alex, what's going on? Oh no, did we lose? Hopefully, maybe.
I got no audio.
Oh no, that's okay. That's okay. Robert's going to work on that. He's going to make that magic happen. I know we only have Alex for a few minutes, so we're going to talk here real quick. We're going to check a look at the comments here. Rob, yes, we're excited for game night as well. Yes, Gretchen, very excited for the tours. How cool is that, too? We're going to get a chance to see behind the scenes at Hell's Gate and Disturbia. That's a rare thing. That's very, very rare. So, yes, Sean Fenner, time for some Robert magic. That's what he does best. He is amazing. He is our Wizard of Oz, and he is working on those right now. And I know he's on a time schedule, so we want to make sure that Alex is good. Rob, it's good. Oh, there we go. Maybe.
There we go.
All right, let's try that again from welcome, Alex Lohmann. What's up?
Doing all right. Thank you for having me. And yeah, I guess the internet connection I was just bragging so much about. I guess it's not as great as I thought.
I love it. It always works that way. It always works that way.
Guaranteed. It was perfectly fine until right before you were like, hey, motion for me. And I'm like, I have no audio.
It's always the way. And you know what? Proof that it's a live show and we have fun with that.
Look, if there's any group in the world that can pivot and stick like this, it's going to be Haunters. That's just how that is.
Oh, it's so true. Thanks. I know that you're on a very limited time schedule, but we're so jazzed. We got a chance to hang out with you at TransWorld. How was your TransWorld, by the way?
Actually, it was a very good TransWorld for us. We built a new display this year. And I didn't add as many new products this year as I normally do. I think I came up with another 6 or 7 that we added, but we also had a very good response to our silicone and resins line as well.
Yes.
That we're going to be diving off a little further into. But TransWorld was a very good show for us this year.
Love that. I'm very excited for you. We got a chance.
Something I noticed about TransWorld this year, and I don't know if anybody else did, but I spoke with a record number of people who this TransWorld was their first TransWorld ever. Like probably twice as many as I normally do. So it was nice to see a lot of fresh faces and new people coming into this.
Love that. Really, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It means we're reaching new people.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh, love that. Love TransWorld newbies. This is wonderful. Well, a little bit closer to home here in just a couple of, I don't know how many days here. Sean, you got me 24 days here. We're getting ready to dive into MHC. We know tons about you guys and the people love you. Can we recap real quick about all of the amazing stuff that you do and that you'll be bringing to MHC?
Well, MHC is going to be a little different for us. Most people know us for our resin cast pieces, our decor, the hinges and the panels are kind of what we're famous for, the freezer handles, the gate valves, that sort of thing. But we found ourselves at this weird crossroads this last year in that our supply house that we had been using for nearly 2 decades shut down and moved. Oh. And we were kind of scrambling going, well, we need material, we need product, and we tried a couple other products from competing companies, and none of them had the FDA approval that we needed. So we went directly to Polytech and asked if they would consider just selling to us as customers. And they were like, well, we don't really do that. They're like, we do need a dealer in your area. And just like that, Jennifer and I somehow became silicone and resin dealers. So now, in addition to making things, we're teaching everyone how to buy the stuff from us and just make it themselves, because that makes perfect sense.
That's awesome.
So MHC for us is primarily going to be a focus on silicone and resin, mainly because travel is going to be a real trick for us. We're going to have to make the drive in the van.
Sure.
But one thing that I noticed about TransWorld this year, there were a lot of people who were very intimidated by the silicone.
Yeah.
And I finally just got in the habit of just putting a pair of gloves on them and talking them through the whole process of how to do 3D silicone special effects. And the response to that was really, really great. If nothing else, people walked out of our booth going, oh, wow, I can do this. I have the ability to make this happen. So we decided to kind of focus on that for MHC. So we reached out to Jen and talked about maybe doing a couple of classes there. We want to do one, which is a typical one I do, called beginning mold making and casting. And that's where I just kind of walk everybody through the process of building very basic molds, just enough. I could teach mold making for 5 years and we'd still never cover it all, but give them enough to at least walk out of that room and feel like they have the ability to try it on their own. Right. But more importantly, we're also teaching one about 3D silicone buildup effects. Okay. And the way we've always done it, the silicone is FDA approved for use on human skin. Okay. In its liquid form. You don't have to cure it and then apply it. You can literally cure it on the skin in 3 to 4 minutes. Oh, wow. And so that's kind of been our bread and butter in our makeup room for the last 2 decades, and kind of what set us apart from the other haunts in our area. And we're going to keep pushing on that just a little bit. Very exciting. This is great, because you're right. It is intimidating for those that haven't done it. Yeah, I mean, that's wonderful to open up those doors to a new audience of this. This is fantastic and such a great price, honestly. I mean, these seminars are $35 before the early bird price. I mean, honestly, you guys have spent a lifetime perfecting this. You're going to get master classes for $35. That's crazy. Yeah, direct hands-on from the people who we've already screwed up real bad. So we can tell you exactly what not to do. We're very good at that part of it. It's the best way to learn. It's amazing. Now, it really is. For those that want to start buying the supplies, obviously they want to sign up for the class. Should they bring their own materials to class? No, we're just going to be kind of doing a demo on it. There's going to be, the thing I want people to come into my classes with the mindset of is I'm going to be talking an awful lot about numbers, mixing ratios and volumes and formulas to convert, and inches to millimeters, and there's going to be a lot of science to it, but first and foremost, what I'm teaching is an art, right? And that's what I want people to realize, is that this is an art first. And like any art, you're going to make some bad art before you make good art. Oh, sure. Because the question I get all the time is, well, I'm afraid I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a bad job. And I'm like, oh, you're going to do that a number of times. Oh, sure. That's just how this business goes. But It it's a lot of fun, and then you're also not limited to what you already have. You know, you might have a mold that you could make 7 or 8 wounds out of, but I mean that's it. You know, you can't really. It was always important to us that we could tell the story in real time. We could take a person's face, we could take their actual anatomy, we could take the situation they were going to be in, and then custom tailor whatever we were doing to that person in particular.
Gotcha. This is great. Now, for those that are really brand new to this, and we get a lot of home haunters. We get a lot of people that are just decorating their houses. Maybe want to start spicing it up. This is stuff you could do in your basement or in your garages. You don't need a studio, right?
All this stuff is skin safe. It's actually even safe to use in your mouth. I've taken molds of insides of mouths and teeth. Wow. So, I mean, it is silicone. I mean, if you get it in your clothes, it's in your clothes. It's not coming out. But there's nothing inherently toxic or nasty about it. The most unique thing about the main silicone that we use, it's called gel 10.
Okay.
And our favorite aspect of that, I'm a skater. I don't know if there's any other skaters out there, but there's what's called the durometer. That's how you measure the hardness of rubber. Like, you know, on skateboard wheels, it's like 78s were softer than 90s or, you know, whatever. But your body averages out to be a 10 on the durometer. Like your ears are like a 5 or a 6. Your fingertips are like a 15. But overall, your skin has the stretch rate of the 10. So this silicone has the same stretch rate as human skin does. So as you move underneath it, it will stretch at the same rate your skin does. And that's part of what makes it very handy, especially like down here in the South, where it's like when we open our haunted house in the South, it's hot. We're sweating a lot. And that helps mitigate a lot of that problem for us.
Love this. Love this. Okay. This is great stuff. Seriously. For those that really want to get into this, want to learn more, want to start doing this stuff at home, whether it's for fun or to make it part of your attraction, what a steal for $35 before our early bird expires on May 29th. We know that one class is released. Can we dive into that second class potentially here? We don't know if it's not formally released yet, but let's pretend it's going to be. What's that going to be about?
The mold making class?
Yes.
That's going to be, I've done that one at TransWorld a handful of times. That is the introduction to mold making and casting. That's I don't have any idea how this works. Sure. And what I'll do is I do a quick demo and explain the process of how to make very quick block molds, plate molds, glove molds, 2-part molds, and then kind of how the casting process works. And again, it's just enough for them to walk out of that class and feel like they have the ability to try. And that's really my whole focus is I want them to walk out of my room and go, I have enough confidence now. I could try this. I think I could pull this off now.
I dig it. Tom Coster's in the chat right now, and he said, I'm going to have to abandon my booth to come and learn from you at these classes. So,
and we're also going to be doing little demos at our booth all weekend as well, just kind of showing people how this stuff works and letting them, you know, feel the material and kind of showing them how you can, you know, tint it and get your gradients in there and make it match your skin colors and all those kinds of things. There's a lot of little fine details to it that are a lot easier if you can just kind of let people see in real time how it works.
Yeah. Love this. Okay. We know you have a huge catalog, whenhingescreak.com. Yeah. And the big question, and I can't wait to dive in, Nadine helped prompt me, will there be cash and carry? Will you guys have stuff that we could take home?
We are going to be bringing cash and carry silicone kits.
Okay.
That's going to be our main focus. And we're actually putting together we normally do like a 1-pound kit, a 2-pound kit, an 8-pound kit, a 16-pound kit. We're actually going to be putting together some half-pound kits.
Nice.
So they're going to be a little more cost-effective and a little easier for people to dive into what they're doing.
Nice. Okay.
We're going to be bringing a few pieces of our regular product line just so people remember who we are. But we won't be able to bring our display this year just due to travel constraints.
No, totally understood. Now, if there was something that somebody wanted to buy from your site that you guys make normally, or they wanted to reach out to you and say, hey, listen, I love this particular piece, can they make arrangements with you to bring it with and pick it up at MHC?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. We can certainly do that and save them on that shipping. Because, I mean, honestly, we all have the same budgets we have to work with, and they're never the size that we wish they were.
So true. So true. Well, I am beyond grateful that we got to hang out with you for just a few. Of course, whenhingescreak.com. Robert's going to post it into the chat here so you guys can follow up. Check out their impressive catalog. And Alex, is there anything that that you want to say before you and Jen and the whole team come and hang out with us at MHC in just 24 days?
Honestly, I really just want people to come up and let me just show you what it is we do. And for the simple reason, I've been in this industry now for 28 years, which is a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
And as I'm getting older, I'm finding it's becoming more and more important to me my goal when I got into doing this was I wanted to grab the bar where it was, and I wanted to put it as high as I could before I was done with it. And I'm still very committed to that. And I want people to come by and start picking up that bar. I want everything that we've learned and that we've done over the last 3 decades to be things that we can teach other people how to do. So in another 30 years, they're dominating what we used to do. That's really the only mark we can leave on this industry, is leaving it better than we found it and encouraging the people after us to keep doing something with it. Because a lot of people have this delusion that we're the masters of this industry and that what we're doing is kind of the be all and the end all. And that's not it at all. There were people before us and there's going to be people after us. And right now we're just holding the reins for this moment, this short chunk of time. And I'm excited to pass on whatever we can to the next round of people. And let's really show the world what we can do.
I can't say it better. That's awesome. That is awesome. Let's leave our mark and let's do it together with When Hinges Creak. Oh my gosh, Alex, it's such a pleasure.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see you in 24 days and safe travels.
Oh, definitely. Looking forward to seeing everybody.
Love it. Thank you, my friend.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you. Holy cow, guys, that's awesome. Oh, that gives me revved up. Absolutely. Jules, it's good. Yes, we agree. 100%. Great guy. And love it. We are stewards right now. So let's plant some seeds for the future and make sure our next generations eclipse what we're doing. Couldn't have said it better. That's awesome. We are beyond excited for somebody, our next guest here, somebody that has been curating talent, has been helping future generations grow for a very, very long time. You know her, you love her. And if you need to know a little bit more, we have this amazing intro video that we want to share with you right now. Take a look. Definitely few people that we can use the term icon, and she is definitely amongst them. Ladies and gentlemen of TransWorld Live, of course, you know her, you love her, you know her as Bobbie Weiner from Bloody Mary Makeup. Howdy, ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Great intro video. Obviously, cuts right through the red tape, the Army, the Titanic, the years of amazing creation and progression in this industry. You are a legend, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that makes me feel so old. Oh, my goodness, a legend.
Nonsense. You have left a huge mark, and certainly we are so excited to have you here. I'm always excited I get to chat with you. Missed you at East Coast, but let's rewind. How was your TransWorld?
TransWorld was terrific. It really was. It was one of the best shows we've done. And this is my 30th year doing TransWorld.
I love that.
So I can compare it, boy. I was there right in the beginning, and it was a terrific show. Didn't stop.
I certainly, and I can't wait to see your thoughts on this, but certainly a highlight for me and for many of your friends is getting a chance to see you receive the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Haunted Attraction Association. Holy cow.
Yeah, that was something. That was quite an honor. That was unbelievable.
How 30 years you've been doing this, and I mean, you've been doing makeup your whole life. What does that mean? What does that mean when you get up on stage and you said the amazing words that you do, and you're always so eloquent, but like, how does that feel? How does that's just awesomeness?
It's just to be recognized, and I love what I do. I just really love what I do, and creating the makeup is so much fun, and it was something I guess I was meant to do. I don't know what else to say.
I think few of us find our calling in life, and certainly I think the world is a better place for you doing what you do. And of course, for those that don't know, and you couldn't tell by that amazing video, Bloody Mary Makeup does cosmetics and FX makeup and makeup kits and face and body paints and more. You guys are just a staple of the industry. I can't imagine cinematics, the movies, TV, or haunts without you.
Oh boy, that's so nice of you to say. I think one of the other things that I'm so proud of is the camouflage.
Yes.
That's really something. That's like another level, a whole other realm that who would have imagined, my God, that, we'd be doing what we do with the government.
No, it's so true. It's so true. And I mean, for those that don't know, and you need a refresher real quick, like all of that camouflage paint, when guys and girls go into to zones where they need to be camouflaged, that paint on their faces, it's none other than Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Oh, so excited. Okay, now we missed you at East Coast, and you can say what you want to say or however, but we didn't. As a staff, we were sitting around kind of going, hey, we get to see Bobbie. And then the news came out that you weren't coming to East Coast because you did sustain an injury at TransWorld.
Yeah.
Oh my. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. This is a good week. It just started, and last week was touch and go. I had just gone back to work, and my warehouse in Miami, and it was just I was in bed for quite a few weeks from the minute I got home, and it was somebody came in the booth and wanted to see get behind me and see some stuff, and it was the end of the day on Saturday when this guy just came in and his boot caught onto my sneaker. And he progressed to try to take me with him. Yeah, I wish he would have asked first. But,
you would have gone willingly.
Really, he decided we'd leave together, but I had to stay there. And he really twisted my leg really badly. He twisted my leg, twisted. That was it. And then we kind of separated, and he kept going. And I don't know who he was. It was one of those things. And I thought, my God, you didn't even buy anything. But that was that. And it got really, really, really bad. And so, I've been seeing, I was in a boot that looked like something out of this world, that I was like in the worst ski accident in the world. But I wore that for 2 weeks,
Oh,
and I'm still seeing a surgeon, orthopedic surgeon. It looks like I'm not going to have to have, a lot of ligaments were torn in my knee, and
sure.
it was an accident.
Sure.
Stuff happens, and I'm okay. I'm fine, and I'm walking okay, and I'm going to work, and taking it a little easy, but I'm okay.
Oh,
So I'm
I
really happy.
Well, your friends and your family in the haunt world love that. We certainly missed you. I want to highlight Tater's comments real quick. She is an icon, a legend, and a prime example of all the good things of this industry.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
So we are excited. So pending any other crazy accidents, we are so excited to see you
Boy.
at Midwest Haunters Convention.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. 24 days. How are you feeling about coming to Chicago?
Oh, I'm so excited. I love Chicago, and I love the show. It's just a great show, and we have such a wonderful following there too. And I just feel blessed, and I can't wait to go. Missing the one in Philadelphia really was. I was shattered that I couldn't go there, but hey, I could think of a lot worse things that could happen. And
True.
so I'm excited that I'll be able to go to this one, and go to Chicago, and see my friends there, and do I'm going to do a class there.
Yes.
And which I think will be fun. It's going to be just bruises. We're only going to make bruises. We're going to beat each other up.
Well, let's talk through that, because obviously you were scheduled to be at East Coast. Obviously the injury happened,
Yeah.
and Rebecca from His and Hers
Yeah.
jumped in and helped. And now you guys get to partner to do that
Yeah.
class at the Learning Lab at Midwest Haunters.
Yeah, I'm excited. She's great. She and Todd are just wonderful and fun people and nice people. And I couldn't think of anybody else that would, really fit right in at the last minute. We talked on the phone, and I just gave it away to them. I said, "Go ahead."
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing to do. I've never had to do that before in 30 years. And so but I'm so happy that she's going to, we're going to work together, and that'll be fun. And then we have the makeup wars, which,
yes,
that's a fun thing. And we're going to, this is the 30th year for that. And we're going to, we were putting the kids together today at the warehouse in Miami. So that's a lot of fun. And we just load them up with makeup, and it's amazing what they do. It's a fun time. And, I really look forward to, if Jen did another convention, I'd be there in a heartbeat. I mean, they're fun.
Yes, they are.
It's just a fun business.
Oh, well, we're so grateful, obviously, for your partnership. Let's stay on those makeup wars for a second. Obviously, the Bloody Mary Monster Makeup Wars. Robert's going to put the link in the chat. If you want to put together a team and be a part of this competition, it is open to the public, so you can enter a team. And Bobbie's going to hand select judges. And again, this is the 30th anniversary of this contest, and you're going to get to win some cash prizes.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yep.
Now, super key for those that think that they'll be able to register on site. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. There's usually a waiting list to get a part of this, because there's always pre-filled. So if you want a chance to get on that stage, register as soon as possible, because I know we only have room for like 5 or 6 teams, I think. So.
Yeah, 5 teams.
5 teams. Yep. And for those that want to watch and cheer it on and see Bobbie and see all of this fun stuff that she puts together, and the 30-year tradition that are the Bloody Mary Monster Makeup Wars, it's going to be on Saturday at the main stage at about 4:15. So come early, because seats are going to be completely packed. So come at about 4, get some free tickets, because I think Robert and I are going to hand out some haunt tickets to some people, and then come see Bloody Mary and the entire crew put this competition on. This is exciting. Now, wait, can we go back to your class, your bruises class with Rebecca? that's going to be a part of our learning lab. Now, yes, we're going to have seminars throughout the weekend, and Jim Slanker and I are going to walk through those a little bit later in the show tonight. But your class, which you could charge hundreds for, is actually going to be free. Like free.
Yeah. 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 And everybody that comes will get a bruise kit. And so they'll be able to work on themselves, or they can bring a friend and work on, because whoever does the best bruise is going to also get a prize.
Love this. Love this. Our mutual friend Ross Ratliff from Niles Scream Park, a 53-year haunted attraction in Niles, Michigan, had said that he did attend the East Coast version of this with Rebecca, and it was awesome. They learned a lot. So to have you and Rebecca tag teaming this is going to be heaven.
Oh, yeah. It'll be fun. And tonight we're giving a half a gallon of blood.
What? This is awesome. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's do this. I know that we don't have booth assignments yet, and those are coming soon, but you know you're going to find Bloody Mary right on the show floor. So you got to come to MHC, and you get a chance to pick up here a free half gallon of the thick blood. This is awesome. This is, all right, we need a fun question, a way to decide this. I put one together. Do you trust me enough?
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. TransWorld Live. If you want to pick up a half gallon of Bloody Mary thick blood, here we go. All right. You're going to write into the chat MHC and then the answer to this question. What is the name of Bloody Mary's comic book series? What's the name of Bloody Mary's comic book series? MHC, and then the answer. If you answer without the MHC, we can't accept that. So I'm saying it on the record right now. Japes, yes, Bobbie is the queen. We agree.
Oh, he's so funny.
We love this. Oh, Bobbie, this is exciting. What are you excited for?
Oh, I'm excited just to go to the shows, and I miss Philadelphia, and just see everybody, and I love the makeup war. That's a lot of fun.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, and we're bringing, I'm bringing lots and lots of posters that I sign for everybody.
Oh.
They're free of charge. We do 2 different Bloody Mary posters, and they're terrific. So we just I like to give things away. It's always fun to get something also. You know what I mean?
We share that.
Yeah. It's just one of the things I love to do. And, of course we're in business, but it's one of those things. And, I sign them all, and then I roll them up and I put them in a plastic bag, so if they don't get ruined, it's just, I like to do that. You have to give back. And for all these different people that have been, recognizing me for so many years. It's really something.
Always. No, we're so grateful for you, and want to say that Lewis and Tony and Nadine and Cobra and Lewis and Gretchen and Courtney all had the right answer. Raven did not. Raven put True Blood, but that was a good guess. But Brad Vondra was our first and our winner. MHC Tales of Bloody Mary. Congratulations, good. Brad.
Right.
Brad, email me. KRIS@HAAshow.com, and we'll get you connected to Bobbie. Make sure that she knows to expect you, and just be very careful when you pick that up from her, that we do not injure a legend that she is. DearBloodyMary.com. Talk about your comic books actually for a second. I'm jazzed about those. I got a chance to read some of them, and I was just blown away. Do you do the story, the artwork? What's your part of that?
Well, I created the story, and that was around 27 years ago. And I was a guest speaker at Comic-Con in San Diego.
Oh, sure.
And Lloyd Kaufman, he heard about me. And if you're familiar with the Kabuki Man and the Toxic Avenger, and Lloyd, I'd never heard of Lloyd, and he asked me, he says, well, when you're doing your different people up on the stage, could I send 2 of my guys up there with you And I said, sure. And I had never heard of the Kabuki Man or the Toxic Adventure. I mean, that was so far from like anything I was ever around. And those two guys came up on that stage and they were the best, the nicest people. Lloyd was so nice, but they were crazy. They were crazy. And we had around 10,000 people that day
Oh my
in the
gosh.
in
What a
the
panel. What
room.
yeah.
And when I got to the show, and it was around 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, and I didn't have a booth or anything, and I said to somebody, I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "They said, yeah, the line's a mile long," and I said, "Wow!" I said, "Who's talking?" And they said, "Oh, some new person." And they call her Bloody Mary. And I looked and I said, and 10,000 people are in line? Or what, are you kidding me? Anyway, they did. They had to bust down the doors and,
That's
in the
awesome.
big, it was something. But there I was with the Toxic, Avenger and Kabuki Man and Lloyd. And oh my God. But it was great. And it was the following year that I met the guy who created a Spider-Man. And
Oh,
these
sure.
were, and all this stuff was so far-fetched for me, and my line was so long with my publisher at Diamond, who was already tied me up and wanted me to create comic books. And anyway, yeah. And this guy came over to my booth and he said, I was with Diamond, and he came over. He was across from me with Hugh Jackman, and and I figured, God, she's Hugh Jackman. What's he doing here? And the guy said to me, Stan. His name was Stan, and
Sure. Stanley.
yeah, Stanley, the Spider-Man man. That's what I
Absolutely.
called him, the Spider-Man man. And he said to me, "Who are you?" And I said, "What's your name?" I said, "My name's Bobbie Weiner." He said, "I never heard of you." And so then I said, "Who are you?" And he told me his name. And I said, "Well, I never heard of you either." And anyway, he sent me a Spider-Man. He sent me
Oh,
like a what do you call it? Like a mold kind of.
okay.
It was it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And
Oh,
signed it. And he was always there. He was a nice man, a really nice man. And Hugh Jack and my line was so long. It was unbelievable. And I had already created postcards for Diamond, and I was signing the postcards, and that's how I got into comic books. And the next year I was there with my comic book, and then we did our own booths, and it's been a good run, the comic books. And what's
it,
fun is if if you could do one of my classes, and sometimes I do a poster and I put you on the poster if you have the best makeup, or right now we're doing a tree of life.
okay.
And it's because last year my class at TransWorld was so huge, and it was like standing room only, and I couldn't narrow it down, to like three people. So we have 15 people, and we're doing the Tree of Life right now. So each leaf is one of the winners,
Oh,
and it's a hard tree. I mean,
yeah.
it's an big ugly tree, but it's going to be good. I'm really excited about that. And everybody, we all come and we're all together, and it's like one big family. And
It is.
and it's like I said, my 30th year, and it's
Ah,
really really fun.
we are honored to be a part of you and to have you in our lives, and we can't wait to hang out at MHC. Thank you for all you do, for all you inspire, for those that you teach, for those that you give back to, for all of us, for all the people that are showing you love in the chat, and even the ones that don't get to be a part of that chat. Thank you. Seriously,
Thank you.
Bobbie, from the
Thank
bottom of our
you.
hearts.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This is a fun night.
Oh, well, we can't wait to see you. Be careful, and we'll see you in 24 days.
Okay, I'll be there.
We love it. Thank you, Bobbie.
Okay.
Appreciate
Thank you
you.
for having me.
Always. Always.
Bye.
Bye. Tater, you said it right on the mark. Everything that is right with this industry, that's her right there. We love it. Thank you very, very much. Guys, thanks for being a part of this. This is awesome, but we're not done yet. But wait, there's more. There's Sean. I knew you'd come through with me. Thanks, buddy. We're very, very excited. We just released a huge chunk of those seminars. We had a little bit of conversation about that with Alex. We're going to unpack those right now, all of those educational opportunities that await. plus so much more. You know him, you love him. If I had a dog that I wanted to foster, he would be the guy that would do it for me, because this guy loves everybody and we love him. So TransWorld Live, help us in welcoming from TransWorld, from Canyon Trail Cemetery, and of course, Chicago Haunt Builders, Mr. Jim Slanker.
Those words have never been used together with my name before. I love him. Those are mutually exclusive terms. But, and I wouldn't foster you. I would transport you.
There we go.
You got to be at least a 100-pound dog or more.
The muzzle would be intact, I'm sure. How are you, my friend?
I am awesome, sir. It's good to be back. It's been a minute since I've been on here, but
yes,
we've been busy.
We joke. We got a chance to celebrate your retirement at some point here on the show. And certainly we've worked together on a number of different projects, including all things TransWorld. And we joked, I think, at our after East Coast dinner party that even though you're retired from the day job, you might be busier now than you've ever been.
Well, really, if anyone's got a job opening for me, I would love it. I need some downtime. I literally have never been busier in my life, and I've not been one in my life that's been restful, but now it's just insane. But I'm having the time of my life. It's absolutely amazing, and everyone who's not there, you will get there, and it's just awesome.
Oh, well, we're so grateful for everything that you do. Obviously, I love to build up those titles, but there's no fluff in there. You certainly do work for TransWorld. You certainly have one of the most iconic home haunts and yard displays in all of the Chicagoland area, if not the Midwest and the country, that's been featured on multiple national broadcasts. And then as well as, I'm going to say, the head honcho or the bestest from Chicago Haunt Builders, which brings all these amazing home haunters together, and you help lead those efforts.
Yeah, it's just an amazing group of people. I'm blessed to be part of just an amazing group of people.
I had the wonderful privilege of hanging out with you at one of the first times I had gone to a Chicago Haunt Builders shindig, or a function, a get together, and you had helped kind of walk me around the room, and it was great to see that our love of Halloween and decoration and entertainment and all things spooky kind of brings everybody together, bridges those gaps. And so whether, it doesn't matter if this guy's making, $5,000 a year and this guy's making $500,000 a year. They don't care about that. They don't care about their place in life. They don't care about their occupation, or they don't care about any of the successes or whatever. They're just brought together and they talk Halloween. Yeah. And it's so cool to see what you've done with that group.
Yeah, it's not me. It's the people. I'm just the group busybody. and what it really is a unique group of people, because people who are into Halloween are just unique in the best way possible.
Yeah,
we do Halloween because we just have a love and passion for the holiday, and it breaks all boundaries, and it's just cool people doing cool stuff with other cool people.
Yes, and
having a blast.
Yes. I've because of Chicago Haunt Builders, I've had the opportunity to meet so many amazing group members. They just have a great outlook on the holiday and on life, and so creative, so talented. I know we're going to unpack some of those people when we get into seminars, but one of the biggest products that MHC is so proud and so excited to have is that the Chicago Haunt Builders come together as a collective and put together a fully functional haunted house, a walk-through haunted house right on the floor of MHC.
Yeah, it's amazing. The truck rolls in around 9 a.m. on a Friday, and a truck of wall panels starts getting unloaded, and people are driving in their personal cars with all sorts of props. And it's really an amalgamation of the whole group coming together, spearheaded by some very, very talented, amazing people. It is as successful as it is, because I keep my hands totally out of it. It's an amazing team spearheading it. They do it on their own, and within hours, a full walk-through haunted house goes up from the trade show cement slab to, in a few hours, it's up and ready to scare people, right? And it's all just, these aren't people who work together. It's just all people who have their own walk-through haunts at home or walk-through displays, and hey, I've got this, I've got that. Someone's got the facade. They bring the facade. Someone else. We have multiple haunts bringing their wall panels together, and it just in a matter of hours, it's up and running. So it's truly amazing. And I'm involved with many different groups in many different areas and everything. And what makes Chicago Haunt Builders unique is, and I say this in the best way possible, and it's absolutely the highest compliment you can get from someone in my house, is there are so many people I hate. And I say that because I'm insanely jealous of their skill and ability, because that's the highest compliment you can get in my house is yes. Oh, I hate you, right? Because that means I'm extremely jealous of you.
Exactly.
And there are people in the group who don't just take it to a level of hate, they take it up to a level of detest. And you got one of them right now. You've got Cheryl Calendar's Monster Mud creation, right?
Yes.
And she and I had a conversation this week, and I'm just like, it boggles my mind that you can do that. I could never even begin to do it. And she's so modest and down to earth, and she's so incredibly talented and can do so many things. And she just like, yeah. I'm like, no, I couldn't.
Oh, well, you are stacked. There are tons of people that you have doing amazing things, and we get a chance to share that. And what's great, a huge byproduct of Chicago Haunt Builders, is that influence that you guys have on the professional and the commercial haunts, and the impact that you guys make, so much so that here right on the screen right now is a Chad Savage exclusive here about that partnership from Chicago Haunt Builders and Midwest Haunters Convention. That partnership continues to grow every year between not just yourself, but Chicago Haunt Builders helps to inspire people to take it to that next level. And you have so many different members that have taken those next steps, like Brick Thunder, like Michael Peters, like several others.
Yeah. So once again, it's a unique community. The group 20 some odd years ago started, and it was just home haunters.
Yeah.
And it has grown. It's home haunters, it's actors, it's pro haunts. And we've got people who have gone on to be pro haunters. And then we've got pro haunters who come and open their doors to Chicago Haunt Builders. And it's really a two-way street, where it really is a combination of pro and home haunters. Just the welcoming that we get, because I in some parts of the country I hear it's just not that way.
It's not.
And in the Chicago, and I use the term Chicagoland area very loosely. It's northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, western Indiana, and we even tap the doors of Iowa and everything.
Sure. And
it really is, we've got pro haunters who just support the group tremendously. They're like, hey, I want to do this for the group. And then, we've got, home haunters who start acting in pro haunts, and, they build up their home haunts, and Brick Thunder is one. Michael Peters and Nightmare Haunted House are ones that, are knocking on the doors. Justin Cernak is one who started as a home haunter on his drive.
Yep.
and is now a pro haunter with just an amazing haunt. And it's
True.
I think it's really a unique community. I definitely think it's the most dynamic, active haunt community in the country, as far as I know.
I very much agree.
Most active.
I very much agree. And for those that want to learn more or join, because it's free. It's free. You guys have such an amazing group. Of course, events and builds and stuff like that, you have to, pay for that, as it comes up. But just to be a part is free. What's the best way people can learn more and maybe join if it's a fit for them?
So we are Facebook based, and I say that with an asterisk, right?
Sure.
Because we're not a Facebook group.
Right.
We are a haunt community that just happens to use Facebook to communicate right now.
Sure.
And when the next platform comes up, we'll migrate to there. We've migrated off of multiple platforms originally, and moved to right now we're on Facebook. But the best place to find us is go to Chicago Haunt Builders on Facebook. We do have a website. It's chicagohauntbuilders.org. Not much on there. You're going to see our map. Our map is insane. It's on October. We have more than about 450 home haunts that are on the map. That really has become the standard for home haunts that news media, print, and TV pick up and use our map for Halloween home haunts. But Facebook.com or chicagohauntbuilders.org. Did I drop or did Chris drop?
I just transitioned Chris out and just put me in there, Jim.
Pardon me?
I'm going to say you like that transition. Chris had to drop for a second. He'll be right back on.
All right. You're throwing me, man.
Oh, no. We'll keep the show moving.
See what I'm made of here. Yeah, but if you want to find out, it's go to Chicago Haunt Builders on Facebook. You're not going to see much until you're a member. But it really is, we're active all year long. It's an incredibly supportive group. We do social, we do make and takes. Chris is trying to test my mettle. How does he react to situations?
It's true. Right? We're trying to prove that the show is live. Robert, my apologies. I don't know what happened. Computer was crazy here, but no, I agree. You guys are more than a Facebook group. Certainly, it's about getting together and connecting, and that's just a conduit. But certainly, you guys do tremendous stuff. So look up Chicago Haunt Builders on Facebook. All right, we've got tons to unpack, and I know we're limited on time, so I'm so sorry. We're excited because all of the seminars, not all of the seminars, a good portion of the seminars are out on the website, and I'd love to see if we could unpack some of those together.
Yeah. So awesome. Really a great mix of seminars. I'm involved with seminars across all the shows, and I really think Midwest, we do the best job of creating a series of seminars that's curated for anyone at any level, whether you're home haunter, whether you're an actor, whether you're in operations, or whether you're a pro haunt owner. I think we do the best at curating them to hit all the different areas and cross-pollinate.
I couldn't agree more. And something that we get to do, because it is one of our regional shows, we get to still offer these master educators that are the prime people in their fields, but then be able to do it at a great price point that individual actors or parts of local haunts can come and attend. And all of these classes are going to be $35 if you buy before the early bird on May 29th. So, I mean, what a steal. You're still getting that prime education at a great price.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting education from, you had Alex on here. You got Brian Warner's picture up there right now, his seminar. You just have so many great people. $35, that's two people going out to lunch nowadays, right?
It's true.
At Burger King or McDonald's.
Yeah.
Right? It's just not that much. And for what you take away from it, you take away a couple nuggets from any seminar and it pays for it, multifold times. It really it is, the most reasonable of any of the shows out there.
That's so true. All right, we're kicking off Saturday. We're talking about Brian Warner from Evolutions. He is starting off with Haunt Tech Unleashed, smarter systems, bigger scares. This is a huge component of any attraction about the controllers and the multi-channel prep behind the scenes.
Yeah, and you got Brian Warner, right, who's just such a multifaceted tech guy who knows. Yeah. I think the term he uses, he knows things about things.
Yeah.
He was a force in the Halloween community back when I started out, more than 20 years ago. The guy just knows stuff.
Gadgets.
Shares it. He shares it so willingly.
Gadget got that nickname. He's Gadget. He's amazing. And what a wealth of knowledge. It's going to be hard to contain it in an hour.
Right.
All right.
And what a way to kick off the show, right?
Right.
At 10 o'clock on Saturday. You
got to be ready to go. Exactly. Well, following him up, we're going to, and I know it doesn't match the picture. I'm just, let's go with that. Brick Thunder's class here. So let's go to his is creating professional quality scenes on a budget. And what a cool guy. We had him on the show a little bit ago, and certainly everybody's familiar with him. Lots of years with his family as a home haunter, and now being a third-year pro commercial haunter and a part of MHC's tour.
Yeah, at my age, I fully get to call him a kid. And what a great kid. He's done so much. He started at such a young age. And there's a handful or two of young kids. And I say that because my son is, I don't know, what is he? He's 36 now. So anyone 40 and under is a kid. But there's a number of kids I live vicariously through, and Brick Thunder's one of them, right? Because he's so much. He's so level-headed, down to earth, and you see him walk in the convention. People come up to him, and he takes the time to talk to them. But here's someone who could be better qualified to talk about this topic than what they have done with creating 5 Points. Right. And the way it's built up, and they didn't start with $1 million, and they've just, they've done it on a budget, and they've just been successful, and they've built on it every year. And, now they have the escape room, and they just keep growing. And it's just awesome to see people live their dreams.
Couldn't agree more. And it is. We will get a chance to see that proof in the pudding on Thursday night. I'm sorry, at the pre-show convention tour. And then you'll get a chance to learn more about how they made that magic happen. Because you're right. Anybody starting a haunted house, unless you won the lottery, you gotta make do with a small pot of money here. So he definitely was able to do that. What a great example of that.
Yeah. And I know we're moving on, but I just want to give them kudos because they've done that in the Chicago market.
Yeah.
And the haunts in the Chicago market are just amazing, right? And that's because they built it up over the years. And just, any of the pro haunts in the Chicago market are simply amazing.
That's true.
And for, a family to open up a haunted house and grow and then become, solid enough that they're on the MHC tour in 3 years?
Yeah.
Achievement. Right?
It's so true.
That's awesome.
You're literally, Hell's Gate, Disturbia, and 5 Points all in the same day. Yeah. Would we be saying that 5 years ago? Not even close, right? So that's crazy. All right. But obviously, if you build it, they will come. But most of the time we need a little bit of marketing help. And so you have Alexis Williams and Isabella Maioli talking about media marketing and content creation, because we got to get an appetizer, get them in the door.
Yeah. So once again, I think there's 7 of the seminars are done by Chicago Hunt Builder members.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And this, Brick Thunder is one of them. The family's a member of Chicago Hunt Builders, has been for years.
Oh yeah.
Alexis and Isabella, once again, Chicago Hunt Builders.
Yeah.
And the credentials they have to speak on this topic is simply amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And, the topic says home haunters. I know from what they do that any pro haunter would be mistaken not to take advantage of that.
100%.
Because once again, just Michael Myers and his team, Alexis and Isabella, just another group of kids that I live vicariously through.
Yes.
They're still home haunters, right? But what they do, I will put out there with any pro haunt whatsoever.
Oh, absolutely.
And they run it, and so now you have this pair coming and talking about how to get people. So that's one, home haunters. How do I get people? How do I get people? Right? That's a big topic. So they're going to share some some of their mad skills.
And I think it's wonderful. A lot of the older generation may not have all of that insight on how the kids do it. And social media is such an important platform, how to harness that, how to make sure those influencers are bringing people into your house, because you're right. The Nightmare Haunted Attraction and Michael Peters, they do it wonderfully. And even a pro or a commercial haunt could learn some cool tips and tricks from this duo.
Absolutely. Because if you think social media, I guarantee you the algorithm's changed. And it's different today than it was 6 months ago to a year ago, and it changes. If you're not keeping yourself educated on the changes and what how to handle it, then you're going to be left in the dust, because there's smart people out there who will do it, and people come to their attractions.
No, it's so true. All right, we're following that up. We're continuing on through Saturday. We're right in that lunchtime period, and we're talking to Tyler Firmenich from Nightmare Forge, immersion over spectacle, creating better scares through intentional design. Brilliant that you have him as part of this.
Yeah, I mean, once again, just one of those people who fall into the hate
100%
category, right?
100%.
I think everyone you've covered so much so far is, it falls into that hate, because I'm jealous of them. Their skills. What Tyler and the Forge do is just incredible. They're just, my challenge personally is always creativity. Like, I don't do original thought, right? It's not in me. I can adapt, I can change, but original thoughts just not in me. They've got original thought.
Oh, yeah. And when you see his body of work and everything that he's created, you are not going to want to miss this class. He is incredibly talented and has worked on, I would argue to say, at least 75% of all of the attractions in the Chicagoland market. And that includes, maybe even higher than that too. And that includes home haunters, pro haunters, commercial attractions. He is one of the biggest hired guns to come in and do some of this specialty work. And to get him on a steel like this is just crazy.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. We can move on, because we're not talking about Cheryl.
No, because we have to continue the hate here. We've already talked about how much we do. And Cheryl Callender, another one that we're going to get a chance at a steal, $35 to learn how to make those killer foam tombstones for any aspect of your life.
Yeah, and she covers it, and she does it so well. She just talks at a level that you get it, and she's just an awesome person.
Yes. We talked a little bit about Alex earlier today about introduction to silicone mold making. So excited that they're opening up their doors. So thank you for putting them a part of it. And we obviously got a chance to catch in with them.
And I have gone to his seminar at TransWorld, and it's awesome. And that was, and I say that, before I was working with TransWorld, I took his seminar, and it's just awesome.
Well, wrapping up our Saturday, at least of the announced seminars that are out there right now, he's in the chat, and certainly another huge pedigree here, helping to run a 52, 53-year-old haunted attraction in Niles Scream Park, Ross Ratliff, and then Charlie Brandt from Nightmare Realm over at nearby Kalamazoo. They're going to be talking about screams, smiles, and staying power, the new age of haunt retention. Boy, is that a key topic.
Yeah, I mean, so think about it. You have some of the oldest haunts in the world talking about how they've had to change and adapt to just a different culture now, right? Not better or worse, it's just different, right? And how, working with the folks to keep them, because, if you don't keep retention, then it just costs you more, and then you don't have the skill set. And so you have some of the haunts with the most history talking about how they do it today, and it's awesome, right? You don't get the opportunity to sit in a reasonably sized room and have a discussion with any of these people.
No. And the ability to have both Ross and Charles, I mean, unbelievable. I know they're both in the chat right now, but to have them both as captive educators for an hour, and I'm sure they're going to stay afterwards and talk to you and answer questions and all kinds of stuff, because these guys are some of the best non-gatekeepers. They want to make sure you know that knowledge, and they're going to help. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And yes, Charles, yes, we have a great class lined up. Owners, managers, all other haunters, everybody's welcome. So great point. All right, I think this rounds out Saturday, maybe, and we're going to head to Sunday, it sounds like.
Sunday morning, right?
Well,
so
yeah.
What better way to open Sunday than managing a crisis, right?
Exactly, because it comes when you least expect it.
Right. It's post costume ball and everything. Yep. So, who knows what's going to happen, right? Work through things. So you have someone who's taught for years.
Yes.
His business is specifically about this and his experience. And, the worst thing you can do is not be prepared for when things go sideways.
Correct.
Right? Because it's not a matter of if something goes wrong,
but when.
It's a matter of when it goes wrong.
That's right.
And, I come from a history of IT, right? And,
sure.
and things break and how you react and that plan of, I can't tell you how many times I went through situations and I'm like, oh my gosh, how do I just grab a binder and, know how to handle this, right? Well, This is the skill sets of what to think. You're not going to have an SOP for every situation out there, but it's the overall skills of when it goes sideways, this is how you handle it, because it's going to go sideways. And if you start waiting until then to start thinking about it, you've got a disaster.
That's right. Now, Dave Ferrier is definitely the right guy. We're getting him all the way from Jersey. So excited. Of course, that's kicking off our Sunday, When Things Go Wrong, Managing Crisis Situations Inside Your Haunt. Now, batting second to that, of course, that young generation. We love them coming up. The guys from Skull Crane, Franco and Cruz, are going to be talking about how to bring Halloween back to life, how to diagnose, 3D model, and print animatronic gears, because you spend a lot of money on your animatronics. It'd be great if you could repair it and not just throw it away.
Right. We'd all, love it if things were made out of titanium and could last forever. But the truth is they're not. And, those gears break and suddenly you've got this awesome animatronic who's now this really expensive static prop. And, here's a couple guys who, once again, I live vicariously through their hustle and ambition and success, and what they make happen in their lives, are going to talk about, how to take those now static props that you bought as animatronics and how to bring them back to life. Right. And that's big. Everyone's big gripe, right? Is they bought something and it doesn't work anymore.
These two guys, seriously, Skull Crane, you got to check them out. Skull Crane, they will help you diagnose, and they're going to teach you how to do this as well. So come to the class. But these guys will print custom gears for your application. I'm sure we're probably going to talk to Franco as we get closer, but he's right in the backyard. And what an amazing resource for all of us that spend way too much on our favorite holidays. So.
Just another example of the caliber of people that we're blessed with to have in Chicago Haunt Builders.
Now, speaking of the caliber of amazing people, this next seminar, it's a guy that I know and I love and I look up to a lot because he does a whole lot. Speaking of props, shock and roll motorized animation for Halloween props with the legend Jim Slanker.
Yeah, so the budget ran out, so we needed someone who worked cheap.
What can we expect from
on this one? It's really, Franco and Cruz are going to talk about the store-bought animatronics and how to repair them. My seminar is more on motors and, what motors and how to use motors to build your own. Because that's really the growth of a home haunter. Is someone starts out, they're buying the store-bought animatronics, and then they zhuzh them up so that they're a little bit more unique, and then generally they morph onto building their own. But it's there's so many different options. There's so much to learn the nomenclature. It's not rocket science. Motors have been around for 120 years or however many years and everything. It's not rocket science, but it's until you learn the basics and get your hands on and do some stuff with them, then you can start doing your own. And that's the part I love. I mean, that's what our haunt is. I mean, our haunt is everything moves, right? I can't stand static, right? It just drives me crazy, and everything should move. So that's my passion is sharing that. And I say it's my passion to share it because, this isn't stuff that is innate knowledge to me. This is all stuff I've learned from being a member of Chicago Haunt Builders, that I learned from other members. So if, we can pass this knowledge on to other people and watch them grow, that's awesome, because the more we build up the haunt community, the more people come and want to see haunts.
Amen. Well said, sir. If you've not been to Canyon Trail Cemetery, which is Jim's home haunt, Jim's home and his yard display, he's not kidding. Everything moves. There has to be about like 3,000 things that all do moves, and it's truly magic. It's just, it whisks you away into a different world, and it's pretty awesome.
One personal recommendation: I would avoid a night of a thunderstorm.
For sure. You could damage your phone.
You can destroy your phone doing it.
Exactly. All for the love of Halloween. So. All right, moving on here. Our next class, I think we're diving into projection mapping for your home or your haunt, making walls, props, and characters come alive. This is with the one, the only Todd Fetishine from His and Hers. So awesome that we get Rebecca in the Learning Lab, and now we're getting Todd here teaching at MHC.
Yeah, it's just another smart dude that is coming, and you get the opportunity to sit with and talk and ask questions. And Todd's an awesome guy. He's very down to earth. You have questions, he's going to answer them. And once again, projection mapping, one of the biggest, newest technologies being used in both the home haunter and pro haunter communities. And it can be used on a grand scale or on a smaller scale. And once again, just getting that information to get started and how to do things in your haunt. And from, once again, a very smart dude who knows what he's talking about and is awesome at imparting that knowledge onto you.
So true. Oh, great.
There's a lot of smart dudes that can't impart that knowledge.
Yeah.
Todd is one of them who's a smart dude who can share that knowledge.
And what a character, too. Just a great out good guy.
Mhm.
Could not agree.
Like so many in the Halloween.
Oh, for sure,
Right.
for sure, for sure. Okay, moving on. This is a crazy one because I actually sat at a dinner and I joked about, because Steve Christoff, obviously you can see him on screen from Realm of Terror, is a multifaceted, brilliant haunter, as so many are. And at last year, it could have been last year or 2 years ago at MHC, he made a booth in the pit that was dedicated and focused on weight lines, just for fun, just to see, like a psychology experiment, just to see how long someone would wait in a line right on the convention floor. And I joked with Steve and I said, hey, I know how you do it at Realm of Terror. What do you think about doing something like that? There is probably nobody better that can talk about weight line entertainment, the psychology, the science, and being able to make sure your guests have that experience than Steve Christoff. So make them wait, turning queue lines into revenue and entertainment.
Yeah. So earlier I said I had zero original creativity. I have zero because he got my share and
100%.
several other people's share.
Mine too.
He's just so creative at coming up with things that have just never been thought of before. He's fun. He's funny. Yes. And I love his sense of humor. And once again, you know, just an opportunity to spend an hour with him and talk with him. And he's so down to earth and shares his knowledge so eagerly.
Could not agree more. Definitely a class you're not going to want to miss. It sounds silly, but it truly, I mean, he is going to teach you some tips and tricks that he does at Realm of Terror that make the experience completely different. So don't miss that. All right, now we always want to talk about better character creation, makeup room secrets, tips and tricks for faster, better character creation with Wendy Hubbard from Wicked Effects.
Right, another force in the industry.
Oh my gosh,
right?
Yes.
And you know, one of these smart people who just knows what they're doing is great at sharing that knowledge with people, right?
Couldn't agree more.
And you know, just another great opportunity with it. And I think that's one thing Midwest Haunters excels with is the mix of seminars of the technology, the business and operations, and the artistic skill-based, you know, seminars. And this is one with just the great artistic and skill-based, because you know, we joke things. You know, it's great about haunts. It's dark and everything. Well, still, if you're not, you know, if you're not good with the makeup, it's going to look like poor makeup in the dark. And you know, if you're not able to get those actors in and out of those seats quickly enough, and or if you're not managing your makeup room and you're wasting money because a product is, you know, goes bad, or you don't have the right stuff, you know. So this is just such critical information presented by such a knowledgeable person.
So true. It's so true. And speed is not just speed, but efficiency. You know, when it's show night, you know, you want to get through all those people, and you want them to look good, but you got to get them done quick too. So she's going to help you learn all kinds of cool stuff there. What a great presenter for that. So wonderful, wonderful. All right. Our next is like a superhero duo here. Super Mega, this is the name of the class, Super Mega Ultra Spooky Training, Haunt Actor Training for everybody. If I could ever give a personal guarantee, like these are some of the best actors and best educators about acting in the world. I mean, these are world-class trainers, and they know what they're doing, and you're getting a steal for $35.
Well, you know that because it's Super Mega Ultra. It's not the best. It's the Super Mega Ultra.
Yes.
Right? So so my big regret is I'm not going to be able to be in this, like so many of the classes. Be full disclosures, I have never been with a show where I'm so disappointed with just my schedule that I'm going to have to miss a lot of these seminars. I literally am bummed about
Same.
it, more so than any other show. And this is one of them, just because it's just going to be such a fun class, right?
It is. Now, Japes obviously heads up our Ghoul School and is an educator by trade. He's wonderful at convincing anybody to do stuff. I have gotten the chance to see him in action teaching, and he is absolutely brilliant. Andy Martingello, you've seen him on MHC's floor as Santa before, and now he gets to share a lot of those tips and tricks behind it. I think these guys together, unbelievable class. This is another do not miss. If you're a haunt actor, you want to get better at being a haunt actor. If you want to dream about being a legend, these are the guys that are going to help you take you there.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note that this isn't geared for like the haunt owner to learn how to train their actors.
Right.
This is for those actors who are out there, putting it on the line every day and just how to improve their craft.
Absolutely.
And if you want to improve your craft, these are some of the best folks to have that opportunity.
Couldn't agree more. Now, the last seminar that we have on the website right now, and things are going to change, things are going to update, of course, but right now it is Michael Peters. We've talked about him from Nightmare Haunted House, and he's taken us home with lights, sirens, and skeletons surviving the growing pains of a home haunt. I don't think there's anybody better to speak about that than Michael, maybe AJ Rodriguez or a few others, but I mean, Michael Peters, paramount right there.
Yeah, so he is in so many buckets, right? He's a Chicago haunt builder. I live vicariously through him because he's just a great kid. And he's, him and his team, what they're doing is just so amazing. Not just in the haunted house environment, but just in their lives. And what they're achieving as individuals and humans, it's just so amazing. But he definitely falls into the hate category, right? Because I'm so envious of his skill and ability. Just a sharp kid, as his whole team is. And, this is critical, right? Because we all want to grow. We all want to be successful. But the old adage, careful for what you ask, because it might happen, right? So that's, Michael and his team lived that, right? They were on WGN and with their home haunt, right? Which I'd classify as pro.
Oh, for sure.
And, it airs in the morning, and all of a sudden, I think it was that same day, the fire inspector got a hold of them. And we all know the horror stories about fire inspectors and villages, or cities getting involved and everything. Him and his team, the fire inspectors came through and what great job. and there's, once, my wife and I have learned this, with our home display, I'll pull up Google Maps on a busy night and go, wow, we're red for blocks, right? and how do you deal with that? And how do you handle that? Otherwise you get shut down. And he's going to talk about some of those great things that he's learned. And what's amazing is he learned it and implemented before everyone came to him.
Yes.
So that when for example, when the fire inspector came, he had already learned this, prepared for it, and it just, there was no impact, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to share some of that.
And we talked about that. That kicked off our seminar on Sunday too, talking about how being prepared for that crisis, if you're, great planning and preparation helps to avoid any sort of that panic and to be ready for whatever happens. And certainly, he now has queue lines outside of his home, in his driveway, and down his suburban block. So he's getting a lot of attention, and he's doing it the right way, and he'll help teach you how to do it as well.
So there's a school of thought that says ask for forgiveness, right?
Sure.
I think that's a horrible plan, especially when you deal with government entities.
It's true.
Because once you've made them mad, getting a government entity to back down and maybe lose face is they're not going to do it, right?
No.
And very, very rarely will you ever do it. So it's really preparing and getting in front of it, because what my opinion, my experience is, asking for forgiveness is just a recipe for disaster.
Love that. Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Now, I know that there's other seminars that are in the works, but they're not public yet. And so we've been asked to kind of hold off on that just while those get worked out. But if you had to give the people a teaser, how many other seminars might be coming out? If you had to give a quantity, if you had to take a guess.
Yeah, so I think there's 3 or 4 that we haven't released. I'll be honest with you. There's some really, really good ones, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're top-notch seminars that we're just waiting for the I's to be dotted and T's to be crossed before we put them out there. But it's not a situation where, oh my gosh, we've got these spots left, let's find something to fill them. Yeah. It's just these are a little bit more complex to put together. There's more spinning parts. There's people with very hectic schedules.
Sure.
And working them in. So I think there's 3 or 4 more we've got to do. I think there's a total of 18 seminars.
Oh, that's awesome.
Between the 2 days. So I think we're at 14 or 15. I didn't, I didn't do the digits on my hands count, but
no, folks, we want to remind you, all of these classes, $35 if you buy before May 29th. You can find them all at MidwestHauntersConvention.com. Look under the events, and you'll see the Saturday and Sunday seminars broken out. And as things get updated, you'll see those on the website. And of course, here, we will announce them as soon as they're public and ready to be talked about. Jim, on behalf of Jen and Rich, actually, we need your help. To all of those seminars that are currently out right now, we're going to give our amazing listeners and watchers and viewers and participants a chance to win one of those seminars. So you're going to win a one-hour seminar here, courtesy of TransWorld. And Jim, I don't mean to put you on the spot. We didn't get a chance to talk ahead of time, but do you have a fun trivia question that you may have to help decide this? If you don't, I could probably come up with one.
Yeah, I'm going to default to you. I've been working on seminars all day, man.
Don't worry.
Behind the scenes.
I've got a fun one. And we mentioned it earlier in the show, but we also, this is about helping to support the Chicago Haunt Builders, who does so much for MHC, for TransWorld, and for the Chicagoland community at large. So if you want to win this free seminar, here's what you need to do. You're going to put down MHC and then the answer to this question. What's the name of the annual gathering that the Chicago Haunt Builders have in January? It's a dinner and regaling of all kinds of friendship and fellowship and fun, and maybe some auctions, all kinds of fun stuff. What's the name of that event? Put MHC and then the name of that event. You're going to win yourself a free pass to a seminar.
Where you and your 300 closest friends show up on a snowy Chicago January. It's awesome, the support we get on that and the participation. And
yes,
the last few years we've had real pumpkins there.
Yes, which is awesome that they are still surviving. It's great. Gadget, are you the first class of the show? You are, so we're really excited about that. But and thanks for all kinds. A lot of people had some great answers here. Some real fun ones, actually, too. But Shindig is the right one. And Alec Colson, pulling it through, got yourself a free seminar. Alec, I know you have my information, but KRIS@HAAshow.com. Let me know which one you want. And I'm going to email that over to Jim because he's going to get us hooked up with that. Jim, this has been so much fun. I know we don't get a chance to do this live. I love doing it. Is there anything you want to say to the audience before we see each other all in 24 days?
Yeah, so I heard you say that at the beginning of when I joined in, and my heart palpitated a bit because I knew we were close, but now I'm really panicking because there's not just TransWorld, but the Chicago Haunt Builders. Is, I've been going to, my wife and I have gone to Midwest Haunters. I think 2007, 2008 was the first one that we ever went to. It is just the time of our lives. It's just such a fun, just nonstop party enjoyment. That is just, by Sunday night, it is so exhausting. It's different than I think any other experience. I think the only one that comes close is now East Coast is certainly getting that vibe as well. But it's a great opportunity to come and spend time with like-minded people on, an early summer weekend, and just have the time of your life, meet people, talk to people, make friendships. There are people that we met 20 years ago that at our first MHCs that we still know and keep in touch with. It's just so awesome. It's just fun.
Couldn't have said it better. I can't wait to see you, to see all of the membership, to see the folks in the chat, Mike and Sean and Kevin and AJ and Courtney and Franco is here too. Good to see you. And Rob, and guys, it's so good. Thank you so much for joining us. It's so much fun to be able to do this show for you guys, but it certainly would be a very, very boring if we didn't have all of you to comment and to be a part of that fun. So thanks for doing that. Thanks to Jim, obviously, for taking your time. Thanks to Bobbie. Thanks to Alex. And of course, thanks to Robert, who makes all of that magic happen and even covers when real life gets in the way and the computer throws a technical error. So we love you guys.
If I may, I know we're at the end. Is last year in the last season, Chicago Haunt Builders incorporated ducks into the whole Chicagoland experience, and we all began ducking each other. And we're going to see what we can do to incorporate that into Midwest Haunters this year, and possibly I'm looking to see how we can even incorporate maybe a Godzilla or two.
Ooh. All right. I like that. That's a good hint. All right. Keep your eyes peeled, folks. I like this, Jim. Nice. All right, guys, we will be back here next Monday. Come hang out with us here. Robert's got a cool graph here. We're going to be hanging out the next couple of Mondays. Maybe we'll see Kevin Biksacki join us, too. We'll talk about the Zombie March. We're going to be talking about more seminars, diving more into the tours and everything that is MHC. So make sure you stay tuned with us. We love you. Have a great, great week. Enjoy those Stanley Cup playoffs, and we'll see you next Monday.